everyone? What's going on?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, those cheers were all those were for Dave Filoni. Those weren't for us. Definitely for Dave Filoni.
They were Filoni cheers.
They were definitely.
Can't steal any of that guy's shine tonight.
We cannot. So yeah, guys, if everybody's had their notifications on, you will see that you're getting a little bonus content. So just like you got 2 episodes tonight, you're going to get 2 episodes of us this week. So tonight's going to be a quick kind of initial shock review, kind of test the waters, our shock factor on episodes 1 and 2. But before we even dive into that, let's let our guy DP let you guys know where to find us at.
Nerdcyclopedia.com, people. Your favorite website. You will go there and find all your social media platforms at Nerdcyclopedia on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also on TikTok. If you're listening to us on podcast, we are on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Not Spotify.
Oh, okay. All right. Google Play. Anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast, we're there, maybe. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching us, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also that notification button, so anytime that we're on, you know that we're on. If you're watching us on Facebook as well, check out our Carbonatic Bounty BS of Star Wars group, where we're talking about everything Ahsoka, everything Star Wars, everything just related to this great universe that we got going on. Leave us some feedback too, nerds at nerdcyclopedia.com. We love getting all your feedback and giving it right back to you.
Good stuff. And yeah, as we kind of insinuated, this will be kind of our instant reaction coming out of each other's theaters or whatever we call it, our man caves, to kind of get away from life as we know it, right, and dive into this. I mean, yeah, I went to mine.
You guys were watching this on your smartphone and everything, but if you were at work and you had to do it, you just had to.
Naughty. Yeah. Thank God they saved this for 9 p.m. That's all I have to say. You saved Disney. Thank you for that. You saved us all having to make that hard choice of either watching it on our phone or being spoiled by T-Mitch. And I'm so glad.
They're on the way home, though. We got to watch that, right? Somebody's in their Tesla watching it.
There's a death toll. I think you're right. There's probably a death toll for this episode.
Trying to watch this.
I'd like to start the reaction with a quote. Thank the maker. Right. This was great. This was a solid 10. I can't be moved on this. It got back to the heart of what a fan such as myself wanted to see in the new world of Star Wars, and a new story. And it had that same feel as Andor does for me also. Lots of legit Star Wars action, from the opening scenes to the initial bad guys getting over on the good guys, slice and dice with the lightsaber. I mean, it had everything. Great music and substantial story. We're given 2 distinct plot lines now, and are we to think that Sabine Wren is a subversive in some way? Like, Ahsoka doesn't quite trust her like maybe Anakin wouldn't trust Ahsoka at this point. I mean, I didn't get that vibe from the when we were introduced to Sabine, in Rebels, in Clone Wars, but now we're getting a vibe that she's kind of like a rogue agent of sorts. I'd like to see where that developed. But that was just a feeling I got by watching these 2 episodes. Excellent. By far, probably the best new drop that we've gotten from Star Wars. Thank God. And the maker.
Yeah. Hitch, we'll go with you next, man. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm calling Peter. She left it.
She let it out, though. It's a Loth.
It has food. It has food. Yeah.
This isn't a Loth wolf where you need to, find them mythically in the wilds of Lothal. This is just a Loth cat. They're everywhere, and they're fine. So I thought this was like the one weird characterization, like how they make the Lothcat actually look realistic. So really, really good. I mean, the graphics were great. I was struck by the impression that like this series almost represents to me the victory lap Star Wars is taking over Star Trek. Because Star Wars has become the thing Star Trek always wanted to be, which is a mammoth TV series that's going to dominate the zeitgeist, and it has, you know, attractive women in multiple alien-esque shades in green and orange, which is something Star Trek always wanted to do.
And clear and like regular flesh.
Clear?
I don't know.
Clear.
Like if it was a Lego, it'd be clear.
I mean, you should have seen those Mon Calamari. They were, but that's something that, you know, Star Trek always wanted to be, but I don't think it ever got to be. I mean, the flex of the unlimited budget on this show, everything looked movie quality. Man, the volume is made to shoot spaceship interiors, isn't it? It is just everything inside all of these ships looks flawless. The plot made some sense. We got some Witches of Dathomir. Nice. Enjoyed that reference to some non Jedi Force users. And yeah, the heavies were heavy at the beginning of this, right?
Yeah.
Man, great. Stuck to the Star Wars formula and delivered something, you know, something that belongs in between maybe Rebels and Mandalorian. These two episodes really bridged that gap. And am I wrong in thinking that scene at the end of that second episode of Ahsoka is literally the scene from the end of the Rebels cartoon, just literally shot for shot? It's that scene, except seen in the real life perspective, and it was like many years later, right? I think it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and how grateful was I that we had actually watched all those cartoons? I got all those references.
Because we would be like question marks above our head, like what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, how come they just let Sabine do whatever she wants all the time? Like, you know what I mean? We get it. So I thought it was great. I was, you know, convinced that this was a pivotal moment in the history of Star Wars itself, and I think I'm correct, and I think this is a big positive turning point for the series. We're getting two distinct flavors of Star Wars now that are going to be moving forward. This and Andor, and they are different, but both equally legit, and I love it.
Yeah. What about you, DP?
Yeah, and the follow up on that, everything can be Andor. You know, everything cannot be Andor, but can still be good. You know, it's just like you said, a different flavor. You know, I thought everything was just excellent. You know, it was just, I was smiling ear to ear first episode. I was just thinking about, you know, Ken and, you know, his the feel of Star Wars, everything Star Wars. I was thinking about you, Ken. There, so my mind was where you were. From the crawl to like the pace, you know, the pace in the beginning and everything. I'm liking the pace so far. Hopefully it you know, picks it up a bit, but I'm liking the pace so far where they're sort of setting up a mystery, setting up like a detective type of, you know, a story and everything, you know, with Ahsoka. I was sort of surprised that we got more Sabine for these first two episodes than Ahsoka. You know, it was, if you would call it Sabine's show, you could have got away with that and everything. We got more of her characterization and arc than we kind of did, like, you know, Ahsoka and where she's been and what she's been up to and everything. But the visuals were great. The fight scenes were, you know, really good. You know, I'm wondering, you know, if I got struck by a bullet, like right here in the stomach and everything, if would I heal fast? I mean, you know, do certain people have healing factors when they get struck by, like, with lightsabers and stuff, you know, where they just get up and just, you know, move all around and everything? I was kind of struck by how quickly Sabine, you know, got over that lightsaber you know, hit and everything.
Impalement, yeah.
You know, so that probably would be my only quibble with, like, you know, the couple episodes and everything.
Well,
Other
I
than
thought
that,
the same thing, but she's Mandalorian.
okay,
They are tough.
Come on, Ken.
They are
Beskar skin ability unlocked.
Beskar skin. Okay, Beskar skin.
They are tough. They're a tough. They're a tough.
Interesting. And she popped up. You know, it's
Yep.
like, okay, I'm good. You know, okay, you guys.
She might have had the John. She might have had the John Wick, the weave, the suit. You know what I mean? She
Okay,
might have
all
the,
right.
fibers. Might have
Yep.
helped her out a little
Mithril.
bit. Right.
But yeah, I mean, I was just, you know, T Mitch left the text, you know, in our group chat and everything. You know, they left us wanting, they left us hanging. So
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to wait next week,
Yeah.
obviously, you know,
Yeah.
to get more. You know, I could have seen this more as like a binge type, you know, drop all the episodes at once type of show. Obviously, it's not like that, but I want more.
Yeah, and to finish it up, I mean, yeah, I think everybody's done a good instant reaction. I really like the way it was shot. You know, it's easy to say it keeps getting better and better, but it does. I do like how they've kind of kept it in a Rebels kind of cartoon format, but kept it live action as well. It was a good balance because you don't really see like them trying to balance out really the cartoon and a live action show. So I think they pulled it off pretty well. Um, yeah, other than the whole kind of Sabine stabbing, you know, the instant kind of healing thing. No, it's shot really well. I mean, obviously this was on a tighter budget. The only thing I did notice, and it was nitpicky for me, was like in the beginning of the second episode when Hera and Chopper's dog fighting after the ship. You can see her makeup, the green makeup. If you watch it, you can see her like human, like her normal skin under it. So obviously she's not in makeup for 20 hours like Gamora is, which I get, right? But that was like my only nitpick. I did notice it. Maybe it was my TV and I was watching HDR, but you can see it really. It's like really when you look for it now, you'll see it's really apparent.
Dude,
Her
a
makeup
black
is really-
sedan just pulled up in front of your house.
Get out here, T Mitch.
Right. Yeah. That's my nitpick.
You're coming with us.
Get in the van.
We don't like anyone finding faults with Mickey.
Oh man, that is funny. Mickey,
but no, yeah.
back the van.
Definitely. Mickey pulls up in the three Escalades, a Range Rover. You know what it is.
Mickey's ruthless, man.
What is that? Secret Invasion
Minivan.
settings. You know that, yeah.
Literally, a minivan.
Mickey Mouse shows up with a motorcade, he doesn't show up at all.
Right. But they can, the minivans, they got the Yukons with the dots all over them, mini smoker dots all over them. The Disney lifts for the guys like me and Ken are there all the time. You'll see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Disney
I'll be
lifts.
there in 3 months. In November, I'm going again.
But no, I really like the episode. I like both of them. It's just the whole mystery of Balin, and once again, you know, for like the naysayers, we'll dive into this tomorrow as we watch it again, and we're really going to dive into the elements of both episodes. But like, just initial watching it, like, how can you be negative on this? Because there's no canon to go from, right? And this is really just Filoni writing something in. There's more Jedi alive, as we know, as he said, so they're fewer and far between. Before we thought that they were basically annihilated. We know that now, you know, there is Ahsoka and she has an apprentice. So, I mean, this just opens up the door for more stories, right? We don't have to go with Rey. We can go with more, you know, survivors, you know, from Order 66, which I think that's what the Acolyte was supposed to be, hunting Jedi from the Sith side or the whatever Inquisitors or however they wanted to do it. But no, I like his content. I like where we're going. And if this is like the initial first two, I mean, you know, we got 6 to go. So,
I mean, this is literally, you know, Rebels season 5 and everything.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I'm wondering, like, okay, am I feeling like a bad for like the general audience who's not familiar with Ahsoka and, you know, being plopped into this universe and with no type of wherewithal? I think the episode was really good.
Disney took care of that.
Yeah, I thought
they suggested episodes that you watch from Rebels,
yes,
and Mandalorian that specifically featured Ahsoka Tano, so you could, if you've never seen anything, you didn't know who she was, you would know who she was when
watch
you watch
these specific episodes, right in the Disney, you know, center screen or whatever, you know, to watch this, to get set up for it. But within the episode itself, I thought it did a pretty great, you know, good job in getting us into the universe and getting us acclimated with the character without having to go through like all the history and all that stuff.
Right.
I think once you start introducing Ezra Bridger specifically, then that's where you sort of like, if you want to call it, lose like the audience. Who is this guy? And They talk. He seems really important, so it must be like a whole history. And I sort of hate it when people say, okay, well, I got to do all this homework just to watch this show. No, I got the benefit in the hindsight, and we all do, of watching all the animated stuff before this and everything. But I think it is sort of these two episodes sort of slow moved us into this, especially with Balin and Skrull. I'm already missing Ray Stevens. Was it Ray Stevens or Ray Stevenson? Yeah, I'm already missing him because his presence. I mean, he just, when he walked on the screen, it just was like, oh man, this guy here, I want to see him in a lot of Star Wars stuff. His presence, and then the theme between the master and apprentice, between him and his apprentice, and also Ahsoka and Sabine. So you got those themes going on right there with how the apprentice and everything relates to their master, and how they, how each of them are feeling about that and everything. I sort of got a thing with Skull that she was sort of like towards the end of that second episode.
Shin, you mean the girl? Yeah, Shin.
Is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
Balin Skrull is his name. Yeah, her name is Shin.
Yeah, her name is Shin. So I'm thinking about Skull and everything is as far as his last name, but Shin. Towards the end of the last episode, she sort of had like a I don't know if she had like a thing with her about question, Balin, Balin and everything, but it seems to me that it's going to be some sort of thing between them two, and it will be like a great conflict,
The teacher and the student always have a little wobble. Mm-hmm. That's completely normal, but when you're evil, it gets a little bit dicey, because now you've taught your student how to take you down. Mm-hmm. Like, you've given your student the abilities and the know-how to take you out. Whereas, let's say we're talking about Obi-Wan and Luke. Obi-Wan's not really going to teach Luke how to take him out. That's not part of the light side of this whole training thing. But on the Sith side, it is, or the dark. I don't even know I don't even know if these folks are going by the Sith. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
Right.
Well, they're not. These aren't Sith. That's the thing that we have to learn as well. They're literally they're listed as dark Jedi. So whatever Filoni wants to lead us to believe with this other. I mean, basically, we've created another side of the Force, right?
Right.
We've had the light, the dark. So, yeah, that's just cool. And it's. I mean, the orange lightsabers are crazy. I'm sorry. The notice they're not red.
Yeah, they're orange. They're badass.
Yeah.
And were there Jedi in the old world, in the old Republic? Were there Jedi that were sort of like on the fence? I mean, Balin was a Jedi, disappeared after Order 66, and then came back completely like badass. I mean, there has to be a point where a person is like thinking a little bit one way or the other. So Yoda was wrong. Yoda had no idea that there were Jedi under his counsel that were like on the fence, where they were off the rail. And then all of a sudden this event happened and they went total dark side.
I think that's sort of like a natural reaction. You got a army or whatever, you got like a squad or whatever, but not everyone. I mean, you follow orders. I mean, your thing is to follow orders, but you still may have soldiers that, have their own thoughts and think their own ways and everything. And then this event happens, you have an opportunity to doubt, to go into like a different direction and stuff without that central command and everything. And not everybody's going to be loyal to what the Jedi Council and everything represented.
I mean, these guys are all ignorant to the fact that the universe is different. Right. From their perspective, galactic history is very, very long, and the Republic was around for a very, very long time, and the Jedi were around for a very, very long time, and then Palpatine showed up, and he was gone after like 25 years, and that's that. And we can just go right back to how things were without having to do any sort of corrections or with anybody having to really be held accountable. For the things that they did. And we expect, not holding anybody accountable, for them to actually change their behavior. It's an interesting, this is not the first time we've seen this sort of crap out of the New Republic. And it's not, unbelievable that they're going to lose this fight, which I guess they do, right? Because we know how it goes later on. So a very Weimar Republic sort of government is what we get with the New Republic. Just very happy to go along with the collaborators and leave the people in place that are producing as long as they're producing. It's probably the same sort of, moral equivocation that made it so that there was still slavery in the galaxy, and why certain Dark Jedi and Sith became, alienated against the Republic in the first place.
Yeah, that's a good point. But this episode this show, this series is going to really build new foundations for Star Wars, to really make sure it's implanted in our culture for the next dozen decades. I mean, there's so much that it's going to do for this franchise, and I can't wait till next week. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to rewatch the entire thing again, everything.
Wait, are you going to watch Rogue One tonight?
I might. I think I'm going to watch the 2 episodes again, and then I think I'm going to watch a little bit of Andor, maybe the first 3 episodes and the last 2, and then watch Rogue One, and then just fade into New Hope, and then pass out.
And tomorrow night to talk about it all, man.
I think that's about
24 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I could get all that in before I have to wake up tomorrow. And we'll try again.
Right. No, I definitely gonna dive into this a little more. Watch it a couple more times. It's just, obviously they are rewriting time. So when we talk about retconning things, I mean, they're literally live retconning this. I mean, think about this now. We'll dive into this tomorrow, but Luke Skywalker is somewhere in the galaxy at this point, right? Bro, how crazy! These characters are there. I mean, it's setting up these parallels to we cry and we clamor for things. I mean, look, Sebastian Stan got canceled in a bunch of Marvel projects. He didn't get his movie. I don't know if he's in Captain America, New World Order when that comes out. So, do we get this whole deep fake Luke Skywalker? Kind of like we did the Han Solo. I mean, there's just so much to go with this. I'm just excited to even dive into this tomorrow as we watch it again, and I kind of look at some scenes and stuff because it's setting up a lot,
It's a lot of setup going on. I can't wait.
There's a star map that we see now. So do we not? Maybe we don't get the world between worlds. So there was a lot of stuff that we thought we might have seen. I mean, there's so many ways for this to go. And the interesting thing, kind of as we finish up our instant reactions, are outside of the forest fight, we've seen everything that they've shown us. So think about that. I mean, Disney, even with the Marvel stuff, they've done a phenomenal job of baiting people in with these trailers that are so front loaded, and they'll sprinkle in a little bit, but they've been so front loaded that literally the back half you're watching it live.
Yeah.
I mean, I find that phenomenal because we used to complain about them dropping too much, but they've been front loading these trailers so much.
The majority of the stuff was in the first episode in the trailer, and I mean, I don't remember seeing any of that stuff in the second episode.
Nope.
Except maybe the end stuff.
They did that by design for sure.
Of course, yeah. So everything's front loaded. I mean, like I said, the only other stuff we saw in the trailer breakdowns and stuff was the forest fight, which you will probably see within then I'm guessing the next 2 episodes because they're on their way to that planet now. So, I cannot wait. But yeah, guys, we just wanted to come on quickly, give you guys our initial reactions. I'm sure, as we said, people are probably watching it live as we speak. So hope everybody gets their couple watches in. We're gonna watch it a few more times ourselves. If you're on the West Coast, hopefully everybody's home now and you're able to watch it as well.
You got to shout out to Disney. Not one issue with the streaming.
Yeah.
At 9 p.m.,
what was
That
that?
sucker went live, and it was flawless.
What was that
So
Netflix show or something they had? Some kind of like live reunion wedding or something. I don't know, that like bombed and it shut down their servers. So
yeah,
yeah, Disney did a phenomenal job of getting it available for everybody on the dot. No server issues, of course. Mickey Mouse is in a server room plugging in, making sure
I
all the switches
mean,
are
Mickey
plugged in.
Mouse is ruthless, man.
Mickey Mouse can do all this and mess with Ron DeSantis all at the same time. They don't even not even skipping a beat.
What do you mean? He got Ron in the Cobra Clutch. He's tapping out. Ron tapped out.
Mickey Mouse is like, oh, you're
Sure.
only going to be a governor for what, like another 2 years? Mickey Mouse is like, I'm never going away.
Yeah, I've
Ever.
been around forever, longer than you have.
Ron tapped out, so that's
I was
crazy.
here long before you came, and I'll be here long after you go.
The cease and desist is up there.
we'll see you real soon.
See you in court real soon,
Yeah.
guys. All right.
The wild part is that Disney, with all this stuff going on, they actually might get to extend the patent with their characters, from what I'm hearing. So we might not see public IPs for any of their stuff. So yeah, they're going full force with this. So and no murder, no like what was that movie they had? Like no Winnie the Pooh killer, no Mickey Mouse killer movie coming out anytime soon, guys. So. Yeah, that's on the horizon. But once again, we thank everybody for staying up late for us if you are on the East Coast and getting our initial reactions. We'll be back tomorrow, normal time, to dive into both of these episodes and give you our thoughts on our full reaction to Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2. So until tomorrow, guys, this is the way.
This is the
That's
way.
the way.